One Buddhist phrase that can change your day. Have you ever considered that a single phrase could completely shift your mental state, ease anxiety, or even change the way you handle challenges? What if I told you that Buddhist monks have used phrases for thousands of years as tools for emotional balance, mental clarity, and spiritual well-being? Neuroscience has already proven it. Repeating specific words or affirmations with intention can alter the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, the same ones responsible for focus and a sense of well-being. Now imagine applying this with ancient wisdom that has helped millions live with more peace and purpose. Today you'll discover one incredibly powerful, simple, and practical Buddhist phrase that can transform your day and maybe even the way you see life. But before we begin, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments, do you believe words have power? Let's explore this timeless wisdom together. And change your routine with just a few words. The power of a single phrase. Why it works. It might sound like an exaggeration to say a few words can change your mood, thoughts, or actions. But it's not. Modern science and ancient wisdom meet at this exact point. What you repeat, you feel. What you feel, you become. In Buddhist philosophy, short phrases called mantras or gathas are much more than poetic expressions. They are mental tools. Every time a monk recites one of these phrases, they're not just speaking, they're training the brain to shift out of autopilot and into awareness. Research from institutions like Harvard and Stanford shows the human brain is highly adaptable. This means intentional repetition, especially when emotionally charged, activates parts of the prefrontal cortex linked to decision-making and emotional regulation. In simple terms, you're literally reprogramming your mind. And here's something surprising. A study from the University of Wisconsin found that mentally repeating a phrase for just 3 minutes can lower cortisol, the stress hormone in the blood. Now think about this. If your day starts with thoughts of chaos, bills, or anxiety, your body reacts with tension, irritability, and fatigue. But if you begin your day with a phrase that grounds you in balance, focus, and gratitude, the rhythm of your entire day changes. That's the power behind the Buddhist phrase we're about to reveal. The phrase revealed, Buddhist wisdom in just a few words. The phrase is simple, yet powerful. Breathe. You are alive. Thich Nhat Hanh. At first glance, it might seem obvious, but that's what makes it revolutionary. This is a call to full awareness, a direct reminder that the present moment is all that truly exists. Vietnamese master Thich Nhat Hanh, one of the greatest voices of modern Buddhism, taught that conscious breathing is the first step to transforming suffering into serenity. When you breathe with awareness, you return to yourself. You interrupt the stream of automatic, often negative, thoughts and anchor yourself in the now. But take note, this isn't some empty motivational quote. In Buddhist practice, it works like a spiritual alarm clock. It reminds you that, even in chaos, as long as you're breathing, there is another chance. A new beginning. A different path. Those who carry this phrase with them often describe it as a mental landing point. In moments of crisis, anxiety, or anger, they pause, repeat the phrase silently, and something shifts. Not by magic, but because the body follows where the mind leads. What's even more remarkable? This phrase is often used in silent retreats. Even without speaking, practitioners recall it internally, bringing calm and clarity. This is where true transformation begins. When you realize that control over your mind is far closer than you think. It's just one breath away. How to apply this phrase in real life, step by step. Knowing that breathe. You are alive. Has power is already a big step. But its real impact only comes when you put it into practice. And no, you don't need to be in a temple or sit in lotus position for it to work. Here's how to weave it into your daily life. 1. Use it the moment you wake up, before grabbing your phone or thinking about your tasks. Close your eyes for 10 seconds and say silently, breathe. You are alive. Feel the breath. Sense your body. This sets a calm, centered tone for your day. Point 2. Turn it into an emotional anchor whenever you feel anger, frustration, or anxiety. Pause. Take a deep breath and repeat, breathe. You are alive. This breaks the stress cycle. Your nervous system recognizes there's no real threat and starts to calm down. Point 3. Create a daily trigger. Link the phrase to a repetitive action: drinking water, closing your car door, stepping into the shower. This helps build the habit. Repetition with intention forms emotional memory. Point 4. Write it where you'll see it: sticky note on the fridge, mirror, or phone wallpaper. The more you see the phrase, the more naturally you'll return to it when needed. Point 5. Teach it to someone else. Nothing strengthens a teaching like sharing it. Tell someone you love about this phrase. Show them how to use it. It will deepen your own understanding and strengthen your emotional bonds. Remember, the power isn't just in the words, it's in how you live them. This isn't a magic spell. It's a reminder that everything you need is already in the present moment. Common mistakes that block spiritual growth. Even with a phrase as simple as breathe. You are alive. Many people feel frustrated when they don't see instant results. And here's the truth most won't admit. Most people want magic, not transformation. Here are the most frequent mistakes. 1. Expecting results instantly. Inner change isn't a switch. It's more like building a muscle. If you've never practiced mindfulness, it may feel odd or pointless at first. But just like physical training, your mind needs repetition to grow. Point 2. Only using the phrase in difficult moments. This isn't just a crisis tool. It works best when practiced in neutral or even joyful moments. The more you use it when things are calm, the more natural it becomes when things get hard. Point 3. Treating it like a superstition. This phrase isn't magical. It won't solve your problems alone. It reminds you to return to the present where you can breathe, choose, and act. It's a nudge toward awareness, not a miracle cure. Point 4. Comparing your experience to others. Some people feel instant peace. Others don't. That's okay. Spiritual growth isn't a race, it's a personal path. Trust your process. Keep going. Point 5. Giving up too soon. If you stop after a few days, you won't experience the deep shift this wisdom can bring. Keep going, even if it feels repetitive. That's the difference between those who simply consume content and those who truly change. The good news? All of these mistakes can be avoided with consistency, intention, and patience. 3 qualities every Buddhist monk cultivates daily, and you can start building right now. Point 1. Phrase, one choice, a new reality in the midst of noise, rush, and racing thoughts. You have a simple, yet powerful choice. Pause and breathe. The phrase breathe. You are alive is more than a spiritual quote. It's an open doorway to self-awareness. A quiet alarm calling you back to now, where life is actually happening. Today you've learned, words can reprogram your brain and emotions. Buddhist phrases like this are practical tools for clarity and balance. Applying this wisdom requires consistency, not perfection, and most common mistakes can be overcome with presence and patience. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, every morning, repeat this phrase before starting your day. That's it. Try it and observe. Write down the changes. Big or small, they will come. If this content touched you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who could use more peace in their life. And tell us in the comments, what phrase helps you stay grounded when everything feels out of control.